Lena had always prided herself on being a committed partner. She and Ben had been together for 4 years, sharing an apartment, building a life. But over time, the passion began to fade. Ben was loving, dependable, but he was also predictable. His world was small, routine, and safe. It was easy to fall into the monotony of their life together. That's when Lena met Alex. He was everything Ben wasn't: wild, spontaneous, and full of mystery. At first, it was just innocent flirtation, a spark she hadn't felt in years. But it soon escalated. The guilt didn't come right away, it crept up slowly, building with each stolen kiss, with each moment spent in Alex's arms. Eventually, it became undeniable. Lena was in love with Alex. Yet she continued to pretend, to keep up appearances for Ben. She loved him in her own way, but the excitement she once felt had long disappeared. Ben trusted her completely, and it made Lena feel trapped, like she was living a lie. She'd lie next to him in bed, feeling the weight of her betrayal pressing down on her, but couldn't bring herself to end things with either man. So she lived in two worlds, playing the dutiful girlfriend by day and sneaking away to Alex at night. But as she grew more entangled in the affair, the cracks began to show. Ben started to notice the distance in their relationship, the coldness she tried so hard to hide. He'd ask her what was wrong, why she was so distant, but Lena would smile and offer empty excuses. She knew she couldn't keep it up forever. And when Alex suggested they take things further, Lena felt torn. She loved the thrill Alex gave her, but she was still in love with the man she had built a life with, Ben. But it didn't matter anymore. The affair was her secret, and keeping it became a game of its own. Then Lena did something she had never planned on. She let Alex into their lives. One night, when Ben was out for drinks with friends, Lena invited Alex over. They'd never crossed that line before, but the tension was too much to ignore. When Ben came home early, he found them together, tangled in a mess of betrayal. His face froze in disbelief, and for a moment, Lena saw the love in his eyes shatter into a million pieces. Ben was silent, his chest heaving as he processed what he had walked into. He asked why over and over, his voice trembling with hurt. But Lena, still caught in the rush of adrenaline, couldn't find the words to explain. She'd wanted to tell him to come clean, but the moment had slipped away, and now it was too late. Instead, she stood there, cold and distant, watching him break before her. The guilt gnawed at her insides, but it was too late to turn back. In the days that followed, Lena expected Ben to leave, to lash out, to yell at her. But Ben did nothing. He simply withdrew. He stayed in the apartment, but he became a ghost, silent, hollow, and numb. Lena had broken him, but his silence made the betrayal all the more painful. It was as if he couldn't even bring himself to confront her. She had broken him with her actions, but in doing so, she realized something. The thrill of revenge she had hoped for, the rush of seeing Ben's heart shatter, didn't bring her peace. Instead, it left her with an emptiness she couldn't fill. She had ruined everything: her love, her trust, and the only man who had truly ever cared for her. As weeks passed, Lena continued her affair with Alex, but the excitement had faded. What had once felt like passion now felt like a hollow escape. Alex wasn't enough to fill the void Ben's absence had left. The guilt weighed heavily on Lena, but she couldn't fix the mess she had created. Ben stopped asking about her, stopped trying to understand. He had turned inward, lost in his own heartbreak. Lena couldn't help but watch him from the sidelines, her own pain growing as she realized the depth of the destruction she had caused. She had cheated on Ben, yes, but the real punishment wasn't his anger. It was the realization that she had betrayed not just him, but herself. The guilt suffocated her, and yet she couldn't bring herself to end things with Alex, who had promised her a new life, a fresh start. But with every passing day, Lena knew that no amount of new beginnings could undo the damage of what she had already lost. In the end, Lena's heart ached in ways she couldn't explain.
She had everything, yet she destroyed it all. The love she once had for Ben, the trust they shared, and the life they built together. All gone because of her own selfishness. She sat alone in the apartment, staring at the empty space where Ben once was. The silence between them was deafening, and Lena realized she would never get back what she had thrown away. The emotional chaos she had unleashed on Ben, on herself, and on her life was far more painful than any revenge she had expected. It was a loss so deep, so profound that it would stay with her forever. Proof that sometimes the greatest revenge is not what you do to others, but the emptiness that comes from betraying yourself.